Hello, hello, hello. Angel here. How you doing? I'm doing good. Hope you are too. Welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back. And if you're new, welcome. Lovely to have you on board. Do you know what we're doing today? If you've read the title, you'll know. We're doing a VR to Veryn. Hashtag living in tarot. I'm going to link their original video in the description box. We're diving straight in with the decks that I would really like to live in, and I'm throwing 2 oracles in there just for good measure. Let's do this. Okay, so the first deck we're talking about today is the Mother Tarot. This is an indie deck. I'm going to start by saying that I love the colours of this deck, and I think you're going to see a pattern as I move through the decks that I would like to live in. I love the landscapes in this tarot deck. Warning for nudity, did I say that? I hope I did. I think I might have forgotten. Whoopsie. I'll put a note on the screen beforehand. I mean, look at this. Who wouldn't want to live there? I know I would. I just totally love the colours in this deck. And I've got to say, actually, how am I gonna phrase this, you know, so it sounds right? I don't know. I'm gonna have to say it and hope it sounds okay. Oh lordy lord, I'm backing myself into a corner already, I feel. I'm not one to get, you know, butt naked. However, you know, I think that's what totally draws me to this deck, because the, you know, the characters or the people in this deck, they look so free, you know, being, you know, naked out in nature. You know, what's the word? Embracing the elements, and I just think it's gorgeous. And I would never have the courage to do that, because, you know, I just wouldn't. But I think it's really liberating. I think this deck feels very liberating to me for that reason. Did that sound strange? I think it might have sounded strange. I hope you kind of catch my drift and my gist of what I'm trying to say. This is more me. This is totally me, wrapped up, long sleeves, with a hoodie, with long trousers, not showing any kind of body part at all. So yeah, this to me is very free and liberating, and I would love to do that. So that is the mother piece. No, not the mother piece, sorry, the Mother Tarot. What am I talking about? I'm trying to lead you all astray. Did I show you the backs? Don't think I did I? I think I should, because they are beautiful. Indie deck as mentioned. These cards can be read directionally. That wasn't easy to say. I don't tend to do that. I tend to read mine, you know, like this. But that, you know, it's everybody's, however, you know, everybody's preference, how they read their decks. We're moving on to another tarot, I think, because, you know, that was the tag, living in tarot. This is the Muse Tarot. This is by Chris Ann. I've edged mine in pink, which I think is gorgeous. Yeah, I love, same again, I love this landscape. I cannot tell you how much I love the colours in this deck. And what I really enjoy about this deck is the people feel, I want to say alone, but I don't mean in like a negative way. I don't mean it in a negative way at all. But they, you know, they appear to be reflective and, you know, doing the inner work they need to do by themselves without any distractions and without anybody else around. And that totally appeals to me. I might appear to be a very sociable person. I promise you I'm really not in real life. In tarot tube life, I'm very sociable, but in real life, I'm not. I like my own space, and I like to, you know, be by myself, and I like to be at home. Yeah, actually saying that, I like to travel as well, but I like to do it by myself. What can I say? That's the kind of person I am. So I think this deck appeals to me because these people, you know, not these people here, but generally they feel that they're, you know, in a kind of almost like, you know, almost like the hermit, that they've, you know, gone into their own cave and they're doing their inner work, their reflection, and I really like that, I've got to say. So for that reason, I would like to live in this deck. So yeah, that's the Muse Tarot. I really enjoy this one. This one sits on my self-love altar, and I didn't mention before, which I'm going to try and mention for the others, just going back to the Mother Tarot. This is the tarot deck that I use for my blood moon practice. Another one which I would love to live in, obviously, is the Tarot of Oneness. This is a indie deck. I backed this on Kickstarter. These are the edges, which are beautiful peach edging. I think it's the same again. This feels to me, because it's from the first person perspective, this feels very obviously personal and like you're, you know, by yourself. That really appeals to me. And I just think, I just love the feeling I get from these cards. I mean, look at this, it's gorgeous. I don't know, I hope you can see the shadow of the rider with the horse here as well. Love this. We were talking about the Hermit a little bit earlier. Yeah, it's definitely a deck I would like to live in. This is gorgeous. So yeah, that's that one. Should we move along to a... I think we should. Let's move along to an oracle deck. That's a good idea. This one's quite a new one in my collection. This is the Creative Consciousness Healing Oracle. Sorry. These are the backs, which I think are gorgeous. I love me some snake energy, especially when it's a pink snake. Yeah, I wouldn't feel frightened about meeting a pink snake, I've got to say. Wait, that didn't sound right. Oh no, oh no. Anywho, moving along swiftly. I use this deck for my inner child work. As I mentioned, it is new, but it's become a solid favourite in my collection. It's earned its place, you know, it earned its place very quickly in my firm favourites, I've got to say. And I love this. I would love to live in this deck because it's the same again. It's that, you know, being by myself without distraction. However, this feels like a very nurturing space to me. You know, it's the colours, it's the flowers. I love the fact that the characters appear to be quite young, so I can like place myself as an inner child in these pictures. And I also like it that like the characters are, they're almost like cozy in their clothing style, which I love as well. Yeah, I would totally love to live here. And, you know, talking about that pink snake, I mean, you know, who wouldn't want a little friend that looks as cute as that, hanging about, keeping you company? I mean, look at this. I would totally love to wear those kind of dungarees. I wouldn't dare because, you know, I'm a bit of a wussy where I live. So I try to, I try to keep my head down and not rock the boat. But yeah, I would love to, you know, definitely live in this deck, I have to say. I mean, look at this with the mushrooms. It's just gorgeous. It's so comforting. That's the word I'm looking for. It's comforting, and it's like yeah, it's like a hug in a, but not in the readings. I just mean in the art style. To me, it's like a warm hug. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I mean, look at this. We'll take two more. Here we go. Here's another friend. I could totally be friends with the pink lion. Most definitely. We'll take one more. Yeah, would love to live in this deck, I've got to say. That was my first oracle deck. We're moving on to not so much a place I'd like to live. I wouldn't like to live in this tarot deck. I'm going to show you the backs. This is the Dark Goddess Tarot, but I would love to have access to this world. And by saying that, I mean the goddesses. I mean, wouldn't that be amazing to be able to jump into any of these cards and you know, meet any of these goddesses at any given time whenever you needed some guidance or words of wisdom? I mean, that would be fantastic. So for that reason, I love this. But, you know, give me a birch tree and I'm happy as Larry. Who is Larry? I don't know. You know, but I think this would be amazing to be able to just step into the card and to meet the goddesses. So yeah, that's the mass market. Love this. That's the mass market Dark Goddess Tarot. I love this as well. So yeah, so for that reason, I would love to live in this deck as well. The edges are gilded in this deck. I've used this a lot, and I tend to use this for my dark moon readings. Love that deck. I don't tend to use it as I don't tend to pull them more than one card. I tend to just pull one card as a rounding up of the reading, or as my card to base my tarot spread around. I'm going to go with this one actually. I don't see this one very often on TarotTube or YouTube. Our Tarot, for the same reason as the Dark Goddess Tarot. Now, I don't tend to use these cards, I've got to say. I think they're beautiful. These are the backs, they're not gilded. And I feel, but don't quote me, that these this deck was once indie or possibly a Kickstarter, but don't quote me on that. These are beautiful. However, I don't tend to use the cards, but I do use the super duper guidebook that come with this deck. I'm just going to show you the guidebook quickly. It came in a beautiful, the production on the packaging was beautiful, and this book is amazing. It's got full colour pictures, which are easier to see than these dinky little cards, I've got to say. So it's not, this is the same picture obviously, but you get the idea that the bigger picture is much easier to see all the detail on. And I think for this deck that would be as well, you know, amazing to be able to leap into these cards and meet these amazing people who have done some amazing things and experienced a lot of amazing things in their lifetime, and, you know, put their stamp on the world. I think that would be, I mean, that would be just amazing to be able to do that. A couple more. I don't tend to see this one very often on YouTube, and I know that I think I've seen only one video that I can remember anyway with this deck in, and the person was mentioning that they had the same problem, that the cards were so small it was hard to see the detail, and I feel that the indie version or the Kickstarter version was slightly bigger, I feel, which was easier to see the images, but don't quote me on that. I could be totally remembering incorrectly. So for that reason, Our Tarot is definitely a deck that I would like to leap into whenever I needed guidance and some extra help in life. That would be, yeah, fantastic, I've got to say. Okay, we're moving along. I'm going to give you a nudity alert, not alert, but a warning, kind of. This is a French deck. This is called the Tarot of Strange Sprouts / Antlers / Branches, depending on how you like to translate the title. This is the same again as the Mother Tarot, I've got to say. I love this deck. I love the art style of it. And what I especially like is everybody is free and liberated and naked, dancing around or moving around in the woods. That's just, I would love to do that, as long as there was absolutely nobody around for like a 10-mile radius. I would totally love to do that. So I think that's also why I'd like to live in this world. I mean, it's just gorgeous. And this, you know, this growth, and yeah, I think it's absolutely beautiful. Let's take a couple more cards. Love this. Let's take one more. That's a great card to stop on. Yeah, so that's another one. For that reason, for the fact that I would, you know, love to go and live naked in the woods, being able to speak to good dark goddesses and and amazing women would be fantastic. Here's another one which I think is a bit of a, you know, easy to understand why. This is the Witch's Wisdom Tarot. I've edged mine in blue, which I wish I hadn't done, but, you know, there's no point crying over spilt milk. I'm working with this one this month. I felt really intimidated with working with this one, I've got to say. However, I'm really getting along with it well this month, so I'm so glad that I just got over myself and dived in with the deck, I've got to say. I think you can see why I'd love to live in this deck. you know, the whole earthy vibe of it. I mean, look at this, it's beautiful. I'm actually really lucky, really very lucky that I live right by the woods, and I live by a very large lake. I think it's the largest lake in Europe. So, you know, I can take myself out into nature very, very easily. I'm very, very privileged for that reason. But yeah, for the sake of the hashtag, I would love to live here. Not so much in the maze, but, you know, I think you hope you understand where I'm going with this. So yeah. This one needs some more work. It's not a firm favourite yet in my collection, but it's definitely moving in that direction, I've got to say. I'm so happy I started working with it and just, you know, got over myself. I love this. So that's the Witch's Wisdom. We're going to take another oracle card, I think. An oracle deck, sorry. That is this one. This is the Sea Soul Journeys Oracle. They've got all different kind of backs because there's 4 different suits, I'm going to say. And you've guessed it, it's inspired by the sea, of course. Of course it is. And who wouldn't want to live in something like this? In this kind of landscape? Well, obviously, you know, you might not want to if you can't swim or you don't like the sea or water generally. But for me, it ticks all of the boxes. I would totally love to live here by myself without any distraction. I'm an introvert. Obviously, it's probably coming through on camera. I totally value my own space and yeah, time away, time by myself, time to recharge. I really need that, I've got to say. So this really speaks to me. Look at this. Love this. I was very, very lucky in 2016, in August actually in 2016, to travel to Antigua. And there was one day when we were on the beach that it was this kind of weather, and it was just absolutely amazing to experience. I felt so privileged to be able to experience that. That's yeah, something that stays in my mind, and I think back on very, very often. It's an amazing memory to recall. Last but not least, I think this is the last one in any case. Fingers crossed, I'm not lying to you. Of course, tarot at the end of the rainbow. Of course, this one had to be in here. I love this deck. I didn't expect to as much as I do, but holy moly, this is a fantastic deck. What kind of reading do I use this one for? That's a good question. I would say everyday readings, to be honest. And if you've seen any of my videos, you'll know that I pair this deck with a Messenger Oracle and even Liminal Spirits Oracle. Oh, it's a fantastic combination. And I even have dice which I use for divination with this combination. Anyway, that's by the by. I'm talking about living here. I would love to live here. I feel like it's a bit of a combination of like The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings. You know, I can imagine Frodo leaving here. Also, love this. Also gives me a bit of an Alice in Wonderland vibe, or a Narnia, Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe vibe. Yeah, I just think it's beautiful, and I think I've mentioned this before in a video. I've definitely mentioned this in a video before. This was the card actually that put this deck on my radar, and I was thinking, no, I don't need another deck. I shouldn't purchase another deck, which I shouldn't have done really. But you know, who's counting? What's a deck between friends? Yeah, and it sat in my my cart, as in my Amazon cart, for quite a long time, and I'm in an back and forward, and in the end I saw some more cards on, I think it was Instagram actually, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to do it because I think it's really beautiful, and then I clicked it home, and it just blew my mind with the readings that I received, and I use these the combination of decks in April for my monthly readings, and it was just amazing. So this one sits in my tarot cart. Now I'm talking about the one beside me, right beside my desk, all the time, and I pull this combination of cards out very often. That was a bit of a by the by, but I would totally love to live here, and maybe not with him, but I would love to live here, somewhere in one of these cards. Maybe not that one either. Maybe here. This would suit me fine. I would be quite happy with that. Or even here, actually. This gives me a total Narnia vibe, even though it's the death card. But I'm not against the death card. I'm in a death year this year. Tarot, tarot card wise, I'm talking about. So yes, that's my selection. Those are my choices. So just as a bit of a sum up, I totally want to be, roaming around in the wild, or in the forest, naked, free, and by myself, just to be clear. With a big jumper on to keep me warm, obviously. No, I'm only kidding. Yeah, so I think we're done. Let me know in the comment section which tarot deck would you like to live in. I'd be really interested to know. More importantly, which tarot deck would you absolutely not want to live in? That's an interesting question. I think that for me would be like the Deviant Moon, or like some kind of oh no, I'll tell you which one I wouldn't want to live in. No, I can't, because I haven't got it here. It's packed because I'm moving soon. Oscuro, I think it's called Oscuro. No, Oscuro Tarot. I wouldn't want to live in that one, I've got to say. So yeah, that's me done. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to wish you a lovely morning, afternoon and evening, wherever you are in the world. Take care, have a lovely day, and thank you for joining me today. See you next time. Toodaloo.